idea that I've had for these is everyone sort of has one-to-ones as part of networking, and they're all very kind of supposed to be quite stale and strategic. And what do you do? What do I do? How can I help you? Who are the right sort of clients? And that never really works for me. I always end up having sort of hour and a half long brunches that it's more about getting to know the person.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Well, we know the concept of know, like, and trust.
yeah.
And
absolutely.
so I don't think that there's anything more than who are you and who am I? And that's to me what we shared. So just a quick example. Alan Muscat wrote a book called The Burnout Ladder, and he is up at Steve Ennis's Vale, the group that's happening in Evesham.
Yeah.
He was up there. He's not going there anymore, but I met him there. And when we met for the first time, we spoke about his book, about his journey to get to the book, and everything else that he landed up doing. And then how could we collaborate?
Yeah.
Nothing to do with his business or my business. And the next time we met, which is this on Monday morning, we discussed again, how can we collaborate? How can we work? These are the challenges I'm working with, and these are challenges I'm not working with. And for me, one of the best things in the network is when we don't follow the script, but we actually ask, what are your prime problems? So, for example, Nicola did her presentation the other day at the Pershore group, and she said, it's not all easy and roses. These are the challenges I have. And the whole room lit up because she was speaking about her challenges. So for me, when we have those one-to-ones, it's about those challenges. So I'm hearing that this podcasting for you is one way of doing the one-to-ones. And tell me a bit about yourself.
Absolutely, because I find that I go a lot more into sort of like, who are you as a person? Because I mean, we all run human businesses. At the end of the day, people buy from people, and a lot of sort of networking is doing referrals. And for me, it's really important that if I'm going to refer someone, that I know them and I trust them with my clients, because we're very precious of our clients. We want to look after them. I was talking to Josh earlier, and our biggest fear is getting something wrong for a client, and that completely goes for referrals as well.
We go the extra mile to look after our clients, and it's what you call your social capital. And your social capital is important. And quite honestly, there are a few people that I've met in the networks that I can tell you now I would not refer them.
Yeah.
And I just won't trust them with my clients. And and sadly, they've got to earn my trust.
Yes.
Now, I do my very best to try out each person's services through each of the networks that I work with. But actually, at the end of the day, if I don't trust that person's services and they don't deliver, quick example, Anthony from Spectrum IT down in the top Pershore, absolutely superb. We've become mates over the last 2 years. But I said to him, by the way, can you come and help me? He transferred my Microsoft license, IT guy, transferred my Microsoft license, and I paid the same price for managed services as well on top of my license. And I went, why wouldn't anybody want to do this?
Yeah.
And then as a result, we were chatting the other day, and I said to him, I'm looking for a new website hosting. He said, I do website hosting. I went, oh, of course you do, but I'd forgotten. And I mean, even though we knew each other well, we didn't really know. And that to me is what those one-to-ones, and it's about, very often we've done the pub group, which is down in, I don't know if you know about the Pershore group.
Yes,
Not the Pershore group, sorry, the Evesham group. We used to go to the Auto Lounge.
Oh, lovely.
Every Sunday night we would be at the Auto Lounge, and you could almost religiously for over a year or two, we were at the Auto Lounge. We haven't been for a while though, so sadly.
Time to pick it back up again.
I think so. Well, it's winter months now. It's
pub time. Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
Good.
It's exactly the same. So you can have services from someone, and you don't even think about the fact that they may do all these other things as well. That, in theory, they say like, "Oh, I do this," and you go, like you say, "Of course you do. Of course you've told me that at some point." We get that the same as well. Like, we work with people on video things because that's
what they want. Yeah,
it's what they want. And then they're like, "Oh, do you know anyone who does photography?" And we're like, "That's about 50% of our business." Yeah, we also do that as well. And it's like, people just don't think to do it, especially when you see people, you think about it, it's what, a couple of hours every 2 weeks. It's really not that long of time, especially when you think you get 60 seconds every 2 weeks. You're getting 26 minutes in a year.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
really not a lot of time to like say who you are and everything that you do. So it's why sort of chatting to people one-on-one is so important.
I think it's critical, and it's one of the reasons why I don't do multiple networks. Because as much as I love this group at the Vale, and that's because it's 2 minutes away from home,
Very convenient.
very, very cool. I can walk there, but I can't do that group because then I can't do the one-to-ones with them.
Yeah.
And I've been building up the relationship with the team down in Tewkesbury, and every Tuesday night is normally a drinking night up at the pub. It's called
Nice.
the Black Bear. Superb. Great meals as well.
Oh, lovely.
And then slowly but surely, I've been getting to know the guys, and we go down now on Saturday mornings. We go do kayaking down that side with Mark Stanza and Anthony and his partner Jeff, and that's how you actually discuss and get to share business as well. So you get to know each other in a lot deeper level when you're having those one-to-ones, as you said. And what a lovely way to do this.
Absolutely. So getting on to that, so how would you describe yourself? Because you're not just a business coach per se. Like, you're shaking your head. You definitely wouldn't describe yourself as a business coach.
No.
Are you a strategy solution?
No.
Or
Okay.
how
So
would you describe yourself?
So I'm very simply a human being having an experience, and I take other people on that journey. I've recently come up with a new product. So most of us deliver service. And the problem with service is if I'm off ill, or if I'm off on a holiday, I don't generate income.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the year, my wife and I said, what can we do to build product rather than service? And so we started putting our heads together, and we're in the process of moving as well. And we came up with a concept, or I came up with a concept called NeuroPatterns. So it's very interesting how we get these triggers, and I'll spend some time with you around it. I'm in the process of what I call validation. So in August, I conceptualized and put it together, wrote a book, put another children's book together, wrote a third book. I'm now in the process of the fourth book.
That's a feat.
I haven't published any of these, but the beauty about it is that our good friend AI and GPT can help us structure and put it together. But I'm talking and talking and talking, and it's putting the molding the way that I want it.
Nice.
And then we came up with the patterns, we came up with the game, we came up with the assessment, we came up with the process. We've done and the coaching process, and I'm now walking 100 people for validation through that process. So that's free coaching, but actually I'm taking people through that process to land up helping them to overcome limiting patterns and move into liberating patterns, not being triggered, but actually being able to consciously choose the habits and the processes that actually help our brain to fire in the way that we want it to unlock our best potential.
So it sounds like a full sort of mindset switch.
Absolutely. Basically. And I've been on this journey all my life. I've been a trainer. At 6 years old, I was training friends to ride bicycles. So I always say to people, I don't know if I'm a training coach or a coaching trainer. I don't care. I help people walk a journey. So when we have one-to-ones, I have very deep one-to-ones.
Yes.
I also ask good questions. And quite honestly, good questions lead to better questions, not answers.
Yes.
And those good questions help people to work things differently. Quick example. Tish, as you are sitting there right now, there's a feeling around doing this podcasting in your body. Where in your body is it?
Oh, for me, it's definitely sitting kind of like chest
what color
level.
Is it?
Oh, I'm really good with synesthesia. For me at the moment, it's kind of like pink verging on red, maybe.
Super. And what temperature is it?
On the sort of cold side of like human body temperature.
Absolutely. And what shape is it?
A little spiky.
And what weight is it?
It's probably like a good sort of like bag of rice.
Lovely. Now, do me a favor. There's normally, with that kinesthetic feeling, there's normally a picture attached to it. And it's like you can see me straight away. You can also see the picture of that. Yeah. And that picture, is it color or black and white?
Quite colourful.
Moving or still?
quite still, I think.
Okay. And are you in it, or are you looking at through your own eyes?
Through my eyes.
Absolutely. I
Not in it.
suspect as much.
Yeah.
Do me a favor and bring that picture closer to you.
Okay.
Tell me what happens to that feeling inside of you.
Oh, it like spreads.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's a way we communicate with our unconscious mind.
Yeah.
And we very simply, the unconscious mind doesn't work with words, it works with pictures and feelings. So there's your picture and your feeling.
Yeah.
Generally, if you move a picture towards you, the feeling intensifies.
Yes.
And if you push it away and make it duller and grayer, it makes it less.
Yeah.
So if it's I'm terrified of that public speaking, take the picture, push it away, and it calms it down. The other trick that we often use with public speaking is that ball of energy. I made the whole group stand up at Tewkesbury, and then we bounced the ball and we passed it to each other.
Yes.
And then we recognized the ball was nerves and excitement.
Ooh.
So when we said to our unconscious mind, go away, do me a favor, don't think of a pink elephant.
Yeah.
You just thought of
You
a pink elephant.
can't help it.
Exactly.
You can't help it.
The way the brain works is it pops up a pink elephant.
Yeah.
And then you say, don't think of it, too late.
Yeah.
So what happens is when we say, don't be nervous, you get more nervous. So you're having
100%.
this tug of war with the nerves in front. So instead of doing that, you say, thank you. And when you say thank you, your unconscious mind goes, well, what do you want me to do with this?
Yeah.
You say, now you can move into butterflies.
Yes.
And let's make it excitement. And when we do that, we can bring in information, the butterflies flowing in formation, and we can deal with that. So the whole point of it being is that, yes, I've studied NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Yes, I've studied neuroscience, the habits of addictions. Yes, I've actually gone along and done a whole bunch of neuro leadership and leadership skills and agile. But when I sit in front of somebody and I tell them I do all of this, they can't remember my name.
Yeah.
So I only do one thing. There's only one thing. So my question in the NeuroPatterns to person is, if your life was a river, and there was only one thing blocking you, that river. Remember, your life is full of pebbles and rocks and all the things that block and whatever makes the river beautiful. You don't want to get rid of them all.
No.
They're your experiences. But there's sometimes a block that's not allowing the energy to flow through your body with this one rock. So if there was one thing, what would it be?
Ooh.
Deep question, that one.
Very deep question. But there's always something that instantly springs to mind.
Which is, for you?
Oh, for me, it's always personal relationships that I sort of try to cling on to and try to fix rather than sort of letting them sort themselves out and kind of,
So the words you
letting go
would
of it.
use would be, I cannot accept or allow. Okay, perhaps, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not exactly, we'd unpack that a little bit more if we were doing a full session.
Yeah.
And then with a limiting pattern, we'd put a really hands-on relationship fixer.
Yeah.
So we give it a really gnarly name.
Yeah.
And then we come up and say, right, what's the liberating pattern? Is the person who flows. If I think of you in the media world, it's creative, it's flow. And then what's his name that writes the book Atomic Habits, James Clear, he actually says, if you go running, you don't want to go running, you want to be a runner.
Yeah.
So you take your pair of running shoes to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning when it's ice cold, you put them on top of the toilet because there's no ways you can go pee without putting your running shoes on. As opposed to if they're out next to
I might start using that trick.
If you put them next to your bed, what happens is you climb over them, you go to pee, and you climb back into bed.
Yeah. Yes.
So the whole thing is it's about identity, and it's about saying in the north we have the activator and the energy identity. Yours automatically would be in the west, which would be the lover creative energy.
Yeah, 100%.
And in the east you have the magician and seeker energy, and in the south you have the king and the navigator energy.
Yes.
So depending on what energy you need to navigate shifting from that limitation to that liberating. So that's kind of what I do. I meet lots of people, have lots of coffee. I love coffee. So I have lots of coffee. I had to put myself on a caffeine diet recently, which I did do. Yeah, I did okay, actually.
Nice.
I didn't do too
well
bad.
done.
But yeah, so Richard defined me in the categories of top as being a personal coach at the moment.
Yes.
I've been everything from executive coach to
Yeah.
personal coach to you name it. So I don't really want to define myself almost as a coach.
Mm.
I really would like to prefer to define myself as, at the moment, I'm taking everybody through a pilot
Yeah.
of the validation. Guinea pigs don't count anymore. We do
No.
piloting.
Yes.
So they pilot through that. And so I'm taking these 100 people through. We've got a white paper in the process of being published.
Nice.
We've got a trademark in the process of being registered. Well, it's
Exciting.
registered, but they now just have published it and they're just waiting for any objections. If they're none, we get our trademark with NeuroPatterns.
Amazing.
And then we've got our second white paper written, and we've got lots of articles behind that. But we're not launching until about either January or well into next year, simply because we want to validate. And
Yeah.
it has changed, so it actually shows the validity of navigating.
Absolutely. You have to test these things, and especially when it is something that's so personal, you can't just test with a small group of people because it will be completely different for every single person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. So back to defining me. If somebody asked me, I would say to them, yes, I'm a coach.
Yeah.
My definition of myself is I'm a navigator with people. And I went into GPT, and I know a huge amount of IT and technology and everything else.
Yeah.
And I've been encouraging people to use AI.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I went to GPT and I said, let's have a look at, my CV and everything else. Who am I? So it came up with quite a good list, and it was pretty accurate. Then I went to it and I said, well, taking that into account and all my psychometric profiles that I've ever done, and my Enneagram types and all of that,
Yeah.
who am I? And it gave me a pretty good list. And I went,
Okay.
not bad. And I said, and if you take all of that into account and spiritually, who am I? And it came back with a really good list. And I thought, you know what? You know me, AI.
Yeah.
Doesn't really, but okay, it's a machine and it's a program. And then I said, okay, let's challenge you. Give me one word to describe me.
Ooh.
And it crunched.
Oh,
and it
no.
crunched, and it crunched. And it came back with empowerment.
Oh, I like that.
And that's me.
I love that. That's amazing.
So I had a little bit of play with
Oh,
that. Tish,
that's
tell me a bit
great.
about yourself too, because you're
Oh,
that side of the mic.
I am.
But let's talk
It's-
turn it around. You're a
Oh,
media girl, but way
well,
more than that.
Kind of. So I never used to be. So my experience is in corporate marketing. But again, I never went in for that. So I worked for a big corporate company, started in customer service because I'd come out of uni. I did a drama degree at uni, which obviously you can't really do a lot with. But had a lovely time. It was great. Met my husband. That was wonderful. Was working retail, applied for this customer service job because I was like, right, I need a big girl job. I need to start saving money for a house, need to pay my bills. Very practical. Worked in customer service for the shortest amount of time possible, which was the 6 months to pass my probation. And then moved into the admin team, who had kind of poached me because my whole time I was sat on the phones, I was turning around to my team leader and going, I'm bored. Can you give me something else? Like, can I do your reports for you? Can I do this? I'm really, really bored. Poached into the admin team, was there for a few years, and then was poached into their marketing team. So was doing corporate marketing. But at this point, they're giving me hundreds of thousands of pounds budget to spend every month on ads in the Daily Mail and the Telegraph, and you're playing with monopoly money. And it just doesn't feel real. You get so desensitized and there's no creativity in it. And we were sat as the marketing department next to the creative department, and I was sat next to the guy doing the social media, and he was sort of being typical creative, sort of here, there, aware, everything. And I was going, right, have you made that video that you need to make for TikTok yet? He was like, no, I haven't done it yet. I was like, right, okay, have 2 hours, go away, make it, come back, and then let's have a little look at it. Let's get you doing the edit. This wasn't in my role responsibility at all. And that became like a process for us just because we worked really, really well together. And so I was like, oh, I quite enjoy doing this, like working with creatives, but
Nice.
not being that person myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known Josh for about 10 years. And I said to him, I was like, look, I'm looking at all these courses you can do to become a producer and a production manager. And there's loads of courses you can do. But I was like, I really want just practical experience. Have you got anything I can help out on?
Nice.
I knew they were a company of boys and they needed a bit of help. So I was like, even if I could just come and do your paperwork, just something to get my foot in the door. And he was like, yeah, come along. I did a bit of location scouting for him on a job. just, literally sorting out the tiniest little bits and going, there you go, I hope that helps. And then he came and did some DIY on my house. And that was our deal for about 6 months, something like that.
Nice.
And then I got made redundant.
Right.
Which is never fun.
When was that?
So that was 3 years ago this December.
Just past COVID then.
Yeah, so just past COVID. So 25, just got a house with a mortgage, immediately get made redundant. Just terrifying, absolutely terrifying. And I was at Josh's house for dinner that night anyway. And I turned to him and I was like, what am I going to do? I don't have a job in the morning. Like, what is the reason to get out of bed? And he was like, well, come to the studio. My employer at the time actually was a client in the studio that next day. So I was like, I'll come in the morning. I'll leave by the time they're going to get there.
Yeah.
But I came in the studio and the deal was, he was like, I don't know if I can afford you, but if you want to just do something whilst you're applying for other jobs, please do. So I was coming in and he was like, I'll pay you what I can. I was like, absolutely fine. No, I wouldn't want to, be putting the company in any sort of position just because you're trying to get me up to a salary that corporate could afford. Because, at the end of the day, you're still my friend. That's the most important thing to me, is you're my friend and that your business succeeds. And within 3 weeks, I'd had a call from a private medical company offering me a job doing basically marketing for private medical. So you're selling the consultants more or less. And they offered me the job on the phone and I was like, can I put you on hold for a minute? Put me on hold. I was like, Josh has just offered me the job. He was like, can I offer you one first? Like, yeah, you can.
Nice. Lovely.
Absolutely. I'd love to stay. And they tried to offer me a higher salary and I was like, no, I'm sorry. I'm really actually happy. And after being in corporate for, 4 years, and it definitely beats the passion out of you, coming into somewhere where Josh has been very open with, I can be involved with any part of the business development I want to. I can, train myself on anything creative wise. He's got me editing podcasts now and things like that. It's just been freedom to try and to be involved in the creative space, but still my structure is structure. That's where I shine.
I see you lighting up as you speak about this, and it just tells me that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, 100%.
So through COVID, or actually through COVID, at the beginning part of COVID, my wife would come home from work. She'd be working in London, still had to catch the train in, still had to go into London.
Oh, God. And
came home crying because she was that upset about the way things were happening in the corporate world. And we sat down and we said, we're saving about 700 quid a month on not having to travel in because of COVID.
Yeah.
We can afford for you not to work full time. Why don't you offer them 3 days a week? Because they were trying to cut down a number of days of staff and everything. And so she did. And then she came home crying again. And I just said, we can actually afford for you to quit. Do it. Happiness is way more important.
And that's amazing.
You're following your passion and what you...
Yeah. To be able to have the... Like, obviously, I'm very aware, like, it's a privilege to be able to work in the job that I work in, and, like, a privilege to be able to say, like, we can do this and we can put our own mental health first and do that. But it's so important.
You actually need to acknowledge yourself for creating it.
Yeah.
And so when I've had challenges in the corporate world, my wife reminds me, Grant, you created it. And when I have great fun like I'm currently having at the moment, is Grant, you created it.
Yeah.
So just be mindful that we
Absolutely.
then we're at cause, and there's a concept called being in flow. And I always think of Nemo in the Gulf Stream.
Yes.
And when you are on that Gulf Stream and you're in flow, you're doing what you're meant to be doing.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, the whole brain is wired that way. I'm mindful ladies do multitask, but actually, funny enough, the brain is not wired to multitask. The brain is wired to do singular focus. And when it's put into that zone, believe it or not, you tap into your own creativity and it's your own expression of it. Maybe not these guys that are doing the filming and the angles and all of that stuff, but you've got your own access and your own process to doing it. So it's really lovely to see that. But I think more than that, Tish, it's lovely to see your passion around that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've definitely noticed it a lot more, especially doing networking, because I never used to do any networking. It's been, so 3 years just coming up now that I will have been doing this. And that is the comment that comes up a lot, is people like, you are genuinely passionate about what you do. And I say it's so much easier for me to go out and network because I'm not the person creating, you know, the videos.
Yeah.
I can brag about how great these guys are
And
because I'm not talking about me.
The best combination. So my wife and I both as coaches, I do what I call the head coaching. She does the heart coaching.
Yes.
And so I push her and she pushes me, and we both plug each other. And so it's really a great combination.
It
so
is.
I get exactly what you're saying over there with Josh and the team.
Yeah.
It's been able to be passionate about them. Yeah. Talking of passion, I used to be, I won't even tell you all the labels I've had. Probably started my life as an analytical chemist.
Yeah.
Then I became a driving instructor, and I was super passionate about teaching people to drive, rites of passage, and absolutely loved it. I didn't think I'd ever do another job ever again. Similar to yourself, just super passionate. Yeah. And then I wonder if I can transfer that passion to something else. And I wrestled a bit, and I used the coaching, and I do what I call the yin and yang. So my coaching is my yin, which is my creative side, and my yang is the corporate world that brings in the balance, pays the bills, etc.
It has to be done.
And what happened was I slowly but surely evolved that passion into coaching and agile coaching and doing agile project management. So there's kind of a really nice little balance loop that actually goes between the two. And the exciting part about it is that we are able to change the passion from one thing to another. It's not that you change it often, or I doubt you should actually change it often. But it's really nice to see you lighting up and saying the passion. And I'm like, I'm feeling the same about NeuroPatterns because I've seen lots of technology across the years, and I go, it's only for that period of that era or for that limitation. And I'm mindful that NeuroPatterns might be the same, but I'm really passionate about, geez, this is my lifetime's work.
Yeah.
Coming together with getting people to think differently, and it hopefully shifts their minds.
Yeah.
One person, for example, was going through these NeuroPatterns recently, and they said to me, I don't want to be with my wife anymore.
Oh, God.
And I went, well, she pushed for divorce.
Yeah.
And so they went through divorce, and he was hanging on and hanging on.
Yeah.
A little bit like your limiting passion.
I know that feeling.
You can relate to that.
Yeah.
And he was hanging on and hanging on. And I didn't push him to this. I didn't ask him to do this. He simply went, I said to him, you are beating yourself up about something that was beyond your control.
Yeah.
They went, yes, I am. Self-flagellation. And I said, now look at it deeper. And as we unpacked deeper, he went, actually, I don't want to be with her.
Yeah.
And it was, you could see the lights go on for him, that suddenly he realized, actually, it was over. It was done. It was acceptance and moving on.
Yeah.
She rightly so wanted to walk her path, and he rightly so. And they've left amicably. It's not a bad end to the marriage, but it's sad that it's dissolved.
Absolutely, always.
I think 25 years of marriage.
Yeah.
But they've got different paths.
Yeah.
And
a lot
to
of the time
recognize
it's that acceptance of, you know, maybe this isn't the right thing for me. And like you're saying, careers as well as like relationships and everything, having that sort of safety to say, this isn't right. Because I'd tried to leave my old job multiple times. I'd applied for things and gone, I'm not happy. Like you say, like your wife was coming home every day and just being in tears, going, this isn't right.
No.
But it takes a lot of strength to sit there and go, I've got to pull the trigger. Yeah. I've just got to go. So if anything, for me, being made redundant, as much as, you know, it's that horrible shock.
Oh, it's not great at all.
It's
Your
horrible.
identity's tied up to it, isn't it?
100%. And all your friendships and your livelihood. But yeah, it was probably the best thing for me in the end, because it's led me to doing this, which I absolutely adore.
Fantastic.
Makes such a difference.
And for me, I'd really want to say thank you for this opportunity to do this one-to-one, because
thank you.
It's a different way of doing it. It's quite a fun way to do it.
Yeah,
You
how
get
have
to
you
know
found
people
it?
in quite a barring the headphones and the speaker and things like that. I've absolutely loved it. I mean, we've been able to have a really great chat. How have you found it?
No, it's been amazing. You have been my first official guest. So thank you very much for bearing with me. But yeah, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me.
Super. And good luck to you and the rest of the program and your listeners.
Thank you.